Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're really getting into those subtle forces, the unseen stuff that shapes our inner world, our day-to-day experience.
Exactly. We're looking at how things like, cosmic energy, ancient wisdom, even old stories kind of weave together.
Right, and how they influence us, sometimes in ways we don't even realize, like echoes from another time.
Hmm. It's fascinating how these different threads, astrology, tarot, even mythology, can shine a light on our own paths. It's about seeing the currents beneath the surface.
And for this deep dive, we've got some really rich source material. It's a collection called Cosmic Tides and Forgotten Names from Tarot by High C.
Yeah, a great source. We're pulling for their daily astrology for July 13th. Then there's a tarot scope for the 14th. And this really powerful story, The River of Forgotten Names.
So our mission today for you listening is to kind of unpack all that. We want to help you find some clarity, maybe understand those weird emotional shifts you sometimes feel.
And importantly, work on releasing some of those old influences, things in the past you might not have even examined.
Yeah, the goal is really to help you navigate life's blurriness, without getting totally overwhelmed by it. Finding that steady growth even when things feel uncertain.
Precisely. Embracing the shifts.
Okay, so let's dig in. We're starting with July 13th. The source calls it a cosmic balancing act where everything feels like it has meaning.
That sounds intense.
It can be. The general advice suggests slow, steady growth in the morning, but then warns it might be difficult to maintain later on.
Difficult how? Like what happens?
Well, it could mean good habits kind of slip away in the afternoon. Or the flip side, maybe you suddenly overcommit to something new.
Ah, okay.
And there's a warning in there too. Overthinking can increase the likelihood of mistakes or nerves getting in the way. So it's about being mindful, really, not getting swept away by the mental chatter.
Got it. So let's get specific. The morning has a Pisces moon trine Jupiter. Now, a trine usually means things are flowing pretty smoothly.
Yeah.
That's right, yeah. Trines often signal harmony, ease. And with Jupiter, the planet of expansion, well, this transit really opens up your emotional world.
Expands it.
Mm. It fosters this sense of faith that feels both deeply personal and connected to something greater than ourselves. It's a really beautiful energy for connection, for feeling more without judging it.
That sounds lovely to start the day. But then, midday, things shift. We get a Pisces moon square Venus. Square usually means tension, a challenge.
Exactly. A square aspect often brings up some friction, something that needs attention or integration. So under this influence, love, well, it feels simultaneously more beautiful and more elusive.
Elusive, so that connection from the morning gets harder to hold on to.
Kind of, it might feel like trying to grasp water.
Yeah.
It's a reminder that sometimes the deepest beauty isn't about possessing something, but appreciating its delicate nature.
Okay, interesting. And then tonight, the day ends with the Pisces moon opposite Mars. Opposite sounds like a direct confrontation.
It signifies a polarity, yeah, two energies facing off. So as the day closes, desire becomes entangled with confusion.
Ah, so that clarity you might have felt earlier gets murky.
It can, yeah. Makes it harder to know what you really want or how to go after it without feeling sort of lost at sea. Which brings up a key question.
How do you handle desire when clarity just isn't there?
Right. And that leads straight back to the main advice for the day.
Embrace the blur, but don't drown in it. Avoid overcommitting or trying to figure everything out.
Exactly. So what does that actually mean, embracing the blur when desire and clarity feel tangled?
Good question.
It means, I think, accepting that not everything needs a neat label right now, allowing for that ambiguity without letting it shut you down.
So don't force it.
Pretty much.
Mhm.
Sometimes the best thing is just to be with the uncertainty for a bit. Don't let the confusion push you into trying too hard or, giving up on that good thing you started in the morning.
Okay, that makes sense. Riding the wave, sort of.
Sort of, yeah. Navigating it mindfully.
All right, so building on that idea of inner shifts and maybe some confusion, let's look at the TarotScope for July 14th. This focuses on the moon card, a cax but reverse.
Oh, yes. The moon reversed. A very powerful card, especially when reversed. The source links it specifically to past lives, which is interesting.
Past lives. Okay, what are the main themes here?
Well, it's all about unraveling illusions, breaking free from unconscious loops, facing long-buried truths. It also mentions old wounds masquerading as new problems.
Ooh, that sounds familiar.
Right. And projection of past fears onto current situations, plus that tendency we have to avoid discomfort through distraction.
So it's less about spooky mystery and more about hidden stuff coming up.
Exactly. It's like reality checks are coming through. The source says the veils between our conscious awareness and the old, unseen patterns of our psyche are thinning.
The veils are thinning. But when these old patterns start showing up, people probably resist, right?
Oh, definitely. That's a key point.
Yeah.
We often push back out of fear, denial, or distraction. But the insight here is crucial. These things, forgotten memories, buried emotions, recurring themes, they aren't surfacing just to mess with you. They're coming up to be understood and finally released.
So they're asking for resolution, not just haunting us.
Precisely. They want out, essentially.
Okay, so how do you know? How can you, listening right now, tell if it's one of these ghosts from then popping up? Is there a sign?
The TarotScope gives a really clear indicator. Experiencing disproportionate emotion or inexplicable anxiety.
Disproportionate emotion, like overreacting.
Maybe, yeah. Or just feeling way more anxious than a situation seems to warrant. The source says this is your subconscious waving a flag.
A flag saying,
Pause it. Ask yourself, is this really about now or is this a ghost from then? It's a prompt for self-reflection. That intensity is a clue.
that's super helpful. So if you recognize that flag, what do you do? What are the actions to take?
Well, the advice is to be willing to gently confront illusions or false narratives.
Yeah.
About yourself, maybe about others too.
Gently confront.
It acknowledges this may not be easy, but it is necessary. And also pay attention to the subtle stuff. Symbols and dreams, fleeting moments of déjà vu, or uncanny synchronicities.
Like little breadcrumbs.
Exactly. Described just like that. Breadcrumbs leading us back to parts of ourselves we've long ignored. Clues from your deeper mind.
And what's the big picture here? What's the ultimate invitation with this reversed moon energy?
It's a really profound one. To reclaim our inner authority.
Reclaim inner authority. How?
By understanding, you don't have to be defined by the unexamined past, ancestral patterns, or karmic loops. It's about letting the body process what the mind has numbed.
Feeling the feelings, basically.
Yes, and learning to trust our own wisdom over inherited scripts. Choosing yourself, your present reality, over old conditioning.
Wow, that's powerful. Choosing self-determination.
It is. Recognizing your power is now, not locked in the past.
And it wraps up with a really strong affirmation. I release the weight of old stories and see the truth of this moment with clear eyes.
A perfect mantra for this kind of work. True liberation.
Okay, this whole theme, releasing the past, finding your own authority, it ties perfectly into our final source, doesn't it? This story, The River of Forgotten Names.
Absolutely. It illustrates these ideas so beautifully. It's about a woman named Ayla.
Right, Ayla, who is described as being haunted by echoes she could not name, plagued by dreams of faces she doesn't know.
Yeah, eyes full of grief, lips mouthing apologies.
Yeah.
It really captures that feeling of being burdened by something unseen, something inherited, perhaps.
And she tries things, right, to quiet it down.
Oh, yeah. Charms against spirits, special teas like lavender and Damiana. She even goes to the village oracle for help. It shows how persistent these deep influences can feel.
And the oracle gives her some pretty specific and maybe scary advice.
Crucial advice, yeah. A real turning point. The oracle tells her, you must walk to the river of forgotten names when the moon hangs full and alone.
Full and alone. Okay.
There, your past will call you by name, and you must answer. So it's not about avoiding it anymore. It's about a direct, chosen confrontation.
That sounds intense. And her journey to the river wasn't easy, was it?
Not at all. The path is called treacherous. There are shadows dancing, unseen voices, whispering half-remembered sins. She's clutching a piece of labradorite, like for protection.
So that reflects the fear, the difficulty in facing our own stuff, like with the moon reverse.
Exactly. It mirrors that internal resistance, the discomfort. The voices and shadows, they symbolize how pervasive those unacknowledged things can feel. And needing that anchor, even a stone, is very real.
So she gets to the river, she kneels down, and the water, it shimmers with faces.
Yeah, sorrowful, joyful, fierce, and broken. All these aspects of the past reflected there. And they ask her this incredibly direct question.
Why do you carry us still?
And Ayla's answer is just so raw, so human. Because I don't know how to let go.
Oh, wow. That hits hard. Recognizing the burden, but not knowing how to put it down.
That's the core of it, isn't it? But then something amazing happens. The river itself seems to respond in a language older than words.
What does it do?
The faces dissolve. They just ripple away. And what's left? A single reflection. Her own, unburdened and unfamiliar.
Her own face, clear.
That moment of clarity. See yourself without the weight of all that history for the first time.
And then she drinks the water, described as cold clarity.
Yes. And as she does, the chains that had clung to her spirit for lifetimes fell away with a brittle sound, a real sense of release.
What exactly did she leave behind there at the river?
The story says she left her inherited guilt, old griefs, and every voice that had told her who to be.
Everything that wasn't truly her.
Precisely. It shows that profound freedom that comes when you finally face and acknowledge the past, instead of letting it run the show from the shadows. You detach from its grip.
You step into a new self.
Exactly.
And the story ends with her changed, right? The path home felt lighter? Even though the world hadn't changed, she had.
Right. Ayla was no longer the same. And her transformation wasn't just internal. It impacted how she lived.
How so?
Her words healed old wounds. Her hands blessed the earth. And her dreams. They weren't sorrowful anymore. They brought visions of rivers yet to be crossed and names yet to be spoken.
So she went from being haunted by the past to being guided by future potential.
Beautifully put, unburdened and empowered.
And the moral of this story just sums everything up so perfectly.
It really does. We are not bound by the voices of the past. The wounds we carry are not prisons, but thresholds. And in facing them, we remember who we truly are.
Thresholds. I like that. Not barriers, but doorways.
Exactly. Doorways to remembering your true self. And this moral, it just perfectly encapsulates everything we've touched on today.
Yeah, it really ties it all together.
You know, the astrology for the 13th telling us to embrace the blur. The TarotScope for the 14th urging us to unravel illusions, reclaim our authority, and then Ayla's journey.
To the river of forgotten names.
It all weaves together. It gives us this rich picture, really, for how to navigate our inner landscapes, how to process that old stuff, and how to step into the present with more clarity.
Finding that steady growth, like you said earlier, even when things feel like they're shifting all around us, letting go of what's holding us back.
It's all about release and reclaiming.
So the final thought for you, listening. What voices, what unseen patterns, maybe what inherited scripts, what might you be carrying right now that's ready to be released?
Yeah. What needs to be acknowledged so you can let it go.
Allowing you to remember who you truly are and maybe see your own unburdened reflection.